Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us this morning. This is Matt Tour with Insurance Agency Marketing Services. I'm in the annuity marketing department, been here for many years. We do appreciate Andrew Gabriel's being with us this morning. He's our internal wholesaler from EquiTrust. EquiTrust recently has introduced kind of a new lineup of programs. They've changed some of their bonus rates. They introduced a new income annuity, very competitive in that space. They also have a commission special running on their indexed annuities that runs through the end of March. And they also bumped up one of their contracts, has a higher comp now. So Andrew will be discussing that with us here shortly. I do appreciate your time with us this morning. We do continue to offer our new producer builders good chance for you to earn some additional incentives based on production with IMES the first 180 days of being contacted through our group. We have different levels you can qualify for. You can choose for cash, marketing reimbursement, monies, seminar systems, radio shows, a lot of different things you can choose from based on your contracting through IMES. A lot of good stuff we have available there for you to our producers. Appreciate you joining us here this morning. If you have any questions along the way, you can go ahead and get those typed in. We'd be glad to get those taken care of for you, get those answered. I know we also do our referral program. You refer agents to IMES, you receive dollars based on that. You get 20 basis points for their indexed annuity premium and also 10 basis points for their MYG business. We also have some different life reimbursement based on target and single premium. It's also paid out to you based on that. We do pay these out quarterly. I know I always have agents asking me when those quarterly checks are going out. They have referred maybe 2 or 3 other agents to us, and they're going to get some pretty nice checks sent to them. So good reason to refer agents to IMES and get those additional funds paid out to you. Market reimbursement, reimburse $200 for single premium life. And we also do $100 for every $100,000 of annuity premium. So if you have sent in $1 million annuity premium, you're gonna have $1,000 in your market reimbursement account. We reimbursed half of your cost. So if you send a receipt in for $2,000, we'll reimburse $1,000 of that up to your balance. So a good way to have us help you with your services there. And I know it's getting more and more expensive to do advertising. So having someone else help tow the freight for you definitely helps based on those costs. We have a great back office support team here at IMES. We have a great new business team, a great creative team. We have a contracting department that does a great job on helping getting your contracts through the system. I know new business wise, with applications being in that 50 to 60 page range, a lot of times you tend to miss a couple things, or maybe you're not utilizing the EAP system, and using an EAP system definitely makes a difference in getting things sent through in a more timely, efficient manner. We do use Firelight as our EAP program we use for annuities. We have most of our carriers set up at this time, including EquiTrust with Firelight. We have a great creative team, as I've mentioned. We have a great department available to you as an IMES marketer or IMES broker. And we've got some great materials available to you. They can redo your company brochures. They can help you out with webinar development, actually website development. You do want to put together some type of a social media campaign, or do a mass mailing, or do some email blasts. They can help you out with all those programs and be able to help you expand your business based on that. We do have our own website here at IMES. It's been up for many years. We have a lot of services available through our website. You can look at current interest rates. You can do income comparisons for clients. Maybe look at maybe a 66-year-old wants to put in, say, $200,000. I want to start payments after 30 days. You can input all that. It's going to show you the best payouts based on that. Maybe you have the same client that wants to defer for a year. You can look at deferring for a year, 5 years, 10 years, whatever that might be. It's going to show you the best payouts based on those deferral periods along with that client's age. So good stuff we have available there on the site. You can do term quotes, long-term care quotes. You can download forms. A lot of good stuff available on our website. We also offer the Retirement Analyzer software program to all of our contracted agents who are doing production. You can qualify to get this program for free. Really good client tool you can use, prints off some really good reports. You can plug in all kinds of information, kind of where they stand today for retirement, what they need to do the next few years to enhance that retirement and get to the point where they like to be down the road. Really good program there. We also have a wealth management side of the business here. I know we do see a majority of our top agents now licensed on both securities and insurance. And I know we do see a lot of our agents getting that Series 65, be able to handle both sides of the business. That's something you have some interest in pursuing, or maybe you currently have a Series 65 and you're looking for another RIA. I know we have a great team on that side. We've seen our AUM, our assets under management, grow tremendously in the last few years. Of course, it has taken a hit the last couple of weeks based on the stock market tribulations, but definitely a good way to look at, some different avenues you can pursue with clients. You hate to, refer someone down the road on the security side, and all of a sudden you lose that client because the person that you refer to them is handling more business sides than you are. Definitely don't want to do that, but definitely something you want to take a look at down the road. Again, if you do have interest in taking a look at some of our wealth management side of our business, there's a box you can check off for yes. I'd be more than happy to have them contact you. I know we have a lot of really good investment platforms they utilize. It can help you out with some of the testing, get some of the studying materials out to you that you'll need to have in order to pass some of these tests. They're not easy. I know of numerous people who have actually not passed their test, taken it numerous times, but definitely a different avenue for you to take a look at. Again, get that closed. Go ahead and keep things moving. We also offer our academies. We do about 3 or 4 of these a year now. We do have one coming up the beginning of April. It's going to be in Des Moines. So should be a really good meeting we put together. We've probably got about 32 people, I think, signed up for it right now. We have a few extra spots available if you have interest in coming out to one of our academies. I'm going to launch another quick poll here. I'm glad to have you to Des Moines in early April. We also have more meetings coming up later in the year. I know we'll do one in our office probably in early June. I believe EquiTrust is going to be sponsoring one of our events here in Omaha. So we'd love to have you out to Omaha to our home office, get to meet a lot of our personnel, new business team, creative team, our contracting team that can really guide you on what you need to do. We always bring in a really good group of speakers to these meetings. A lot of good stuff we covered on creating more leads, getting in front of more people, closing more sales. We do a really good roundtable event. We, have a couple of our agents up front, and you can bounce questions off them. They'll kind of go over some of the things they do in the field, which may help you down the road and increasing your business. I know we typically bring in around 30 to 35 individuals to these meetings. You'll definitely get a really good return for your investment. Investing your time, you can go back with some great information. And we do have a good group of individuals that come in and speak to you, go over a lot of good lead details, software programs. A lot of good stuff will be covered at these meetings, and definitely worth your time in your engagement on those. So again, we've got one coming up at the beginning of April. We got more coming up later in the year. Next one probably going to be in early June in our office here in Omaha. I think we've got one scheduled for early October. So definitely keep those in mind. But again, if you do have interest in coming out, you can check that box off. Yes, we contacting everyone that attend today's meeting, going over your interests with you, what you have interest in pursuing. I'd be glad to get that done there. So we'll get that closed up. We'll go ahead and get things moving on here. But I've been here almost 30 years now, and we've been doing these meetings for about 25. So go back to the early 2000s based on these meetings. So definitely have queued up some new information over the years. I know a lot of companies that used to do meetings no longer do. There's very few groups that bring people into meetings anymore. We're one of the very few that actually does this. So definitely take advantage if you do have interest in pursuing. We do have our CD replacement kit available. I know now's a good time to be doing IRA business, helping clients out that want to put money into IRAs, Roth IRAs. We have some really good programs available that really good with that market. I know we send a ton of business to EquiTrust in that space. And a really good plan called the Market 10. And I know that Andrew will be going over some benefits on that plan. They've increased the bonus. They got that commission special going. A lot of good stuff going with that Market 10 contract. So he'll definitely be going over some information on that. So I do appreciate Andrew being on with us today. Andrew, good morning, sir. I'm gonna go ahead and change presenters here. Are you on with us, Andrew?
I am.
Good. Welcome aboard, sir.
I
know you'll be
appreciate it.
going over some of the new products and stuff available through EquiTrust. Your screen is up and running right now, so appreciate your time here this morning. I know EquiTrust has really enhanced our portfolio in the last few weeks. I know we've got some great additional bonus rates, additional programs, additional plans available. So I know you've kind of sunsetted a couple products also that you had out there. So
Right.
Really good information to be discussing here this morning. So you can go ahead and get things moving on your end.
Perfect. Well, thank you for having me on today, Matt. Greatly appreciate that. And thank you for everyone attending today. Last week was really exciting, and obviously now is exciting too. I think they've wanted to do this for a long time with some new products and a new revamp on the original products that we do have as well. And then obviously sunsetting, like Matt said, some of the other products that maybe have not been selling. So, in the design here, what you can see is what we've done is we've refreshed the portfolio, as you can see, and we've categorized it by focus on income or accumulation. Makes it a lot easier. Instead of having accumulation product with an income rider, now we have strictly accumulation focused bonus products. We have accumulation non-bonus products, and then we have just income products. So that definitely helps out streamline the process. And also for the index accounts too, with all the indexes that we do have, we try to keep them all very, very similar in each of the FIA products that we do have to offer. And then obviously positioning this to address the client-specific goals that we do or that the agent has in mind for the client. Simply tailored solutions here, like I explained before. Once again, just the accumulated focus bonus products, the accumulation focus, and then income focused as well. Here's the product overview that we have. Accumulation focused bonus products. As you can see here on top, Market Edge Bonus Index is our newest accumulation bonus product, which I'll be going over here in a bit. Market Power still with us, Market 10, and we'll go over those. Then we have our income focused new products, Market Early and Market Future, that we'll go over. And then our accumulation focused only, that's the non-bonus products, which is Market Value, Market 7, and then Market 5. And as you can see here, they're approved in all states except New York, but right now also they're not approved in Minnesota, New Jersey, Oregon, PA, or Texas for market edge, that is. That is something that we are waiting on approval from those states, and hopefully those will be soon. So once we do, then we'll be letting everybody know in those states when they're approved. So the product overview, there is a new product training required. So if you're already appointed with EquiTrust, then you would be required to do the new training for our market edge. So, our one training is a one-stop fits all for product trainings, but since this is a new product, the market edge is an individual training that you would go out and do in Reg Ed, and the actual product code for that is EquiTrust MEB. So EquiTrust MEB is the product code. And then as far as the training goes for the market early or the market future income products, those you will not have to complete any training for. Those are just kind of still the IBR and everything that you've taken from the previous IBR products. It's still the same. Nothing's changed, so they didn't feel that they needed to have the product training for that. Here are the new products: Market Edge Bonus Index. You've got issue ages 0 through 80, a 10-year surrender. It is a 20% bonus credited over 3 years. Okay, so the 8% premium bonus right away, and then you'll have a 4% accumulation value in the first contract anniversary. So that'll equal 12% in that first year. And then you'll have a 4% in the second contract anniversary, and then a 4% in the third contract anniversary, totaling 20% over those 3 years. As you can see here, the MGA commission is 7%, 0 to 75, and then 76 to 80 is 5.25. Now, the reason we did it over a 3-year vesting schedule, because a lot of carriers out there have index annuities that have high bonuses, but they're vested over 10 years. And so it takes a lot longer to vest a bonus than what our product shows here. So we were trying to think outside the box to where we could have a bonus where they could get it a lot quicker than what maybe some of the other carriers offer for higher bonus products. So that's kind of what we're looking at there from the market edge standpoint.
And you also don't charge a fee.
That's correct. No fee.
Yeah, so correct. A lot of your higher bonus contracts have a 1% fee, and that's for the life of the contract. So if you have a 10-year surrender charge, you're paying 10% in fees to get a 20% bonus, whereas this you're paying no fees and getting a 20% bonus. So
right,
huge advantage to EquiTrust on that.
Exactly. So what we show here is a 20% bonus credit over 3 years, and we're just kind of giving you an idea of how it works. And then over those 3 years, it does yield a 21.5% return. And that's not including, obviously, any of the, whether you're in the fixed bucket or the index accounts. It's just showing you that, they can have a nice return in the first 3 years. And I can tell you that we've ran some math because unfortunately we can't illustrate it, showing the 20% bonus up front on the illustration. So we figured it into the actual illustrated rates within the illustration. So it will show like a 2% rate fixed bucket that would equate to like 4% over the life of the contract. If it was 3%, it would be like 5%. And then if you say you did 100% into the intraday index, the illustrated rate would be 6.54%. So, as you know, and I know, the index annuities as a whole, on average, it's about 4 to 6% that the client's going to get over the lifetime of an index annuity. So obviously, at least you're getting the bonus up front here with this product. And I think that is key there for sure. And with the 3-year vesting, of course.
And you do have a 10% available correctly starting the second year on that contract, 10% free withdrawals?
10% penalty free after the first year, correct.
Good.
Got it. Yep. Here's the caps and rates. What we've added for the indexes, we've added the annual point-to-point with cap buy-up, and then we've added the point-to-point participation with buy-up. The buy-up cost is 1% fee, so instead of having a S&P cap of 3.5%, if you wanted to pay an additional 1% per year, then you could have a buy-up of a cap of 5% or participation rate of 35. Also, we did add the S&P 500 dynamic intraday 2-year point-to-point. That's something we haven't had on here before. So I know that does illustrate, and from my past history of running illustrations, I've found that, and there's a lot of different studies out there, Cerulli's studies have shown that 2-year point-to-points do illustrate a little bit better because you have more time in the market to have the ebb and flows of the market. So it's nice to have that index within this product here for sure. Oops. All right, so we've got the market early income index, the new income product. This more or less does replace our market 7. Our market 7 no longer has the income rider on it. So the market early, hence the name, is for income that clients are looking to take income in that, say, 1 to 7 year range, okay, deferring. So issue age is 45 to 80, 10-year surrender, does have a 15% benefit base bonus, okay, on the actual contract or on the IBR. The IBR is included 7% roll-up in the 7 years, up to 5, and then 4% in years 6 to 10. And then you have the MGA commission of 7%, 0 to 75. So we're very competitive in that standpoint. I know they ran some numbers for our early products, like 55 deferring for 1 year and deferring for 5 years were number 1. Age 60 deferring for 1 year or deferring for 5 years were number 1 in income. So that's a good sign there from that standpoint. So a little bit of numbers there. So we are very competitive, just like we were in the market 7 last year in the end of beginning of May till the end of September, where we had the market 7 with a very, very lucrative 25% benefit base there. But obviously with Fed rates dropping and things like that, we've had to adjust to come down a little bit. So
how soon can they start taking payments?
Just after the first year.
After the first year, okay.
Yep, exactly.
Good.
Here are the indexes for the market early. 2.75, 4.5%, trigger. These indexes don't have the buy-ups. You know, they thought that, you know, from the standpoint of this product, at the end of the day, you know, why we once again simplified, strategized, and categorized these products so that, you know, this is strictly income. So if somebody wants to take income, this is the product to be in. It's not to be for accumulation. If they want to get into accumulation, then they could split some of the money and put it into one of our accumulation products, whether it's a bonus or non-bonus product. But that's the way we were thinking from that standpoint, instead of having just one product that did everything, because it's hard to, because then you can't really focus on what you really want to focus on, which is the income product itself. Here's our market future income. Issue ages 40 to 80. This is 40 to 80, and the other one was 45 to 80. Is a 10-year surrender, a 10% benefit-based bonus instead of 15. Like the market early, this is a 10% benefit-based bonus. The IBR is 8% roll-up for up to 10 years. And like I said, from the market early, what we've seen, and you'll see in this heat map that I show here pretty soon, is, like I said, market early, you defer from anywhere from 1 to 7 years. That's where you use that product. And market future is for any clients deferring longer than 7 years in that 8-year range on up. So that's where the market future would come into play from that standpoint. Once again, here are the rates that we have available for the market future, a little bit higher than what the market early is, just for the simple fact that they're able to vest the money a little bit longer, so you can have a little bit higher participation rates and caps. Here's the heat map, age 60, putting in 100,000. As I was telling you, market early, basically about to the 7th years, a little less than 7, beginning of the 7th year, that it's better income. And then after 7 years, you go with the market future.
What's the fee for the income play on this one?
It's 1%.
On both?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So then here is the age 70, kind of the same thing. As you can see here, about year 7, doesn't change for ages wise. So market future is going to be for anything after 7 years. All right. So here's our enhanced products. This is our market power that we've already had before. What we've done with the market power, basically what you can see down here is what's changed is we've increased the bonus back up to 12%. It was 12% last year, but previously it was 10, and we've increased it back up to 12. The IBR was removed, like I explained. The market power, market 10 and market 7, the IBRs were all removed. We got the rate buy-up accounts added as well. So like I said, it's a great power play here. The 12% is vested day 1 on that cash value. It is single premium, so it's not a flexible premium on this product. Ages 0 to 75, commission 8%. So yeah.
You take additional premium the first year on this one though, don't you?
Yep, you can take first year premium. So you could put, say you put in 100,000, you get 12% bonus up front, and say you want to put another 100,000 in that same year, then you'd get the 12% on that 100,000 as well. Yep.
Nice. There's some states where the product is a 10-year versus 14-year, depending if it's a 10-10 state or not.
Yeah, depending on the state, compact states, correct.
Right. And you guys are doing that 1% bonus on either side. I know the 10-10 states typically would pay 7, and right now they're paying 8, and then the other states are paying 9 with the 8+1, right?
Right, correct. You got it.
Good numbers.
Yeah, no, definitely for sure. Market power, as you can see here, the rates are back up, so we don't have the IBR, so that's good news here. Like I said before, same thing with the market edge. What we added was just the buy-ups here for the cap and the participation rate, and then adding the 2-year point-to-point on the dynamic intraday.
That buy-up par rate at 50, that's a pretty big number, especially the big bonus. I mean, you're looking at last year, the market was up over 20%. Your client would have made, between 10 and 11.
Right.
Subtract off the fee, they're still making, 9 or 10. That's a big number.
Yeah, no, it really is. Yeah, at the end of the day, I think what has been, our most popular is obviously the cap prior to the buy-ups that we had, the trigger and the intraday from that standpoint. But yeah, the buy-ups can definitely be, especially in these products, the buy-ups would definitely be something to look at for sure.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, you're doing long-term investing on accumulation products. So I think that's key for potentially looking at the buy-up, and our renewal rate integrity is very transparent. It stays very consistent. So, and we do display the renewal rate out on the agent site. We're only one of a couple companies that do that. I've been with 5 different annuity companies in Des Moines, and I've never seen any of them display the renewal rates like EquiTrust does. So good news there. We got the market 10. What has changed here is that previously it was 6% for 5 years on the cash value. Now we've raised that to 8%. So any money you put in the first 5 years gets that 8% bonus on any of the premiums. This one is flexible premium, so you can add, obviously, in the first 5 years, flexible premium you can add. We did, once again, add the rate buy-up accounts. The one on this, like what Matt was talking about a little bit ago, we did increase the commission on this one. It used to be 5.5%. Now it is 7%. So very competitive in the 10-year space now with the market 10. So that's excellent news there. And then we still have the return of premium feature at no fee still. And then once again, we did remove the income rider on this one as well.
I just launched a quick poll if you would like to get some additional information on some of the EquiTrust products, especially the new enhancements. And I can get you out brochures. I can get you out some contracts if you're not currently licensed with EquiTrust. If you'd like to get some information, you can go ahead and check off yes on this poll I just launched here. I'll make sure we send you everything you need to get started. And it does not take long to get contact with EquiTrust. And with these new enhancements, very strong on their programs, very good on both on the accumulation side and the income side, and great opportunity for your clients to make more money across the board. I'll leave this open for about another 30 seconds or so. So if you would like to get some additional information on EquiTrust, I'd be glad to get that sent out to you. Have you been seeing production kind of perk up a little bit since you guys made these enhancements out there, Andrew?
Yeah, I definitely have seen that. I think as a whole, and I think maybe you can vouch to this, the industry as a whole has been down a little bit. I think just because of replacements that may have happened last year with seeing income riders at an all-time high with payoff factors and different things like that. But to say the least, now that we've gotten our income products back up on top and changed a lot of things, yeah, we're starting to see a lot of things rolling in again. And that's a good sign for sure. Because like I always talked about, EquiTrust was basically a $1.5 billion company in 2022. And in 23, we did $3 billion. And this last year we did $7 billion. So, and I know their goal is to be even higher than that this year. So, we've got to definitely come up with things to be able to do that and be attractive and to appeal to the masses. And I think this is a great start to the new year. And I think we've got some other great things coming forward here in the summer as well.
Good. So back at you. I got your slideshow back up now, so you're good to go moving forward.
All right, perfect. So there was the caps, the market value. Once again, that's we've had around. Basically, what has changed there is just the maximum issue age we raised from 0. It was at 80. Now it's at 85. We've added the rate buy-up accounts, and the IBR was removed. And then we have the guarantee accumulation value benefit added as well. So, overall, I would say this is a great product as well. Just doesn't have a bonus from that standpoint. But looking at the rates, though, I would say the rates are very attractive on the market value since we don't have a bonus. And that's key there. So if somebody's looking for something to where they're wanting higher caps or participation rates, I would say the market value is the way to go. But if clients are looking for bonuses, higher bonuses, we got the market edge. If they're wanting a little lower bonuses with higher caps, higher participation rates, obviously the market power, the market 10 is the way to go.
What does your software illustrate that 65% par at? What's that return in the last 10 to 20 years? Is it up around 7?
That's a great question. I don't know for sure. I don't know that answer. So that'd be something
that should run out pretty well.
Yeah.
Buy up at 65%. I know it's a nice home run strategy.
Yep.
Last 2 years, the S&P was up over 20%. And your client would have done extremely well with that one. This year,
Especially
of
the
course, is
intraday
not as
too.
good. Yeah, intraday too.
Especially the intraday is 70% and 2-year 95%. And those are not even buy-ups. So
Hmm.
that in itself, intraday, it's a solid product. The intraday balances trades 13 times a day, unlike your regular S&P cap where it just trades once a day for the index.
Right.
So that helps out that index tremendously. It's a 15% volatility indice, but it mirrors the S&P 500 pretty well. So it's a good
Good.
index.
Yeah.
Obviously, that trigger too is always solid. Anything positive, you're getting 7%. So
Hmm.
uh, can't go wrong with that.
Yeah, I mean, as we always tell people when they buy these policies, it's always good to have your money spread out between,
First
I'd say,
step.
at least 3, if not 4 strategies. And with that
Yep.
fixed account being 4.5, I would definitely put some clients' money in that.
Yep.
And then, use a TCA, use the participation rate, and use the cap. And I'd go between those 4 for sure. And that way you really take advantage of that program.
Yeah. I think diversification is key, like you said, Matt, across the board, whether it's index annuity products or obviously mutual funds or 401ks. Always make an example. You're diversifying in a way that, if one is down, then the other one can potentially pick it up
Right.
from performance wise. So,
I did have a
yep.
question come up on the Market 10. I know that EquiTrust, you have to start with $5,000 deposit. Have you guys looked at doing a bank draft? I know we've talked about this in the past, where you'll draft someone's bank, say for a certain amount of money per month. Is that
Yeah.
being looked at, or kind of where that stands?
I don't think there is, honestly. I think they're pretty, I wouldn't say they're set in stone with the minimums. We
Right.
can go lower than that, maybe, 3 or 4,000, but just to start up like say like a $500 monthly or something. I just don't think that they want to do that just from profitability
Right. But
reasons.
once you get past initial deposit, I know you guys don't do a bank draft. The client needs to send the money in.
Yeah.
Have they looked at doing any type of bank draft stuff down the road where, you do the $5,000 up front and maybe put in, X amount of dollars per month after that? Is that being looked
They
at at
can do
all?
that. They can do that now. They can definitely do that now
You
with
could
our
set you can
products.
you can set up a bank draft on that.
Yeah, you could set up, the only thing we can't ACH is the original premium coming into an index annuity.
Okay.
That's currently, but we are looking at that too. Obviously, it can be hard, when you're bringing in premium on a new business case, whether it's check or doing a transfer. That's all, we're wiring the money. But
Right.
they're looking into that ACH for new money. But
Okay.
yeah, ACH for additional contributions we can do now.
Okay. You can set that up. Okay. I
Yep.
was unaware of
Yep.
that. Good.
Yep. Yep. So correct. All right. So here's the market 7. The market 7 was, like I said, market early replaced the market 7 for the income. So now this is straight accumulation focus, no bonus or anything like that. And what we've done is just rate buy-ups added and then the IBR removed at the end of the day. So that's really it on the 7. But, at the end of the day too, there's a lot of clients out there that like shorter term index annuities, market 7, and obviously we'll come up with the market 5 here soon. But this is a solid product. As you can see, the rates, once again, are very, very competitive from that standpoint. Being a 7-year product, and you see that the rates are about the same as the market value, it just depends on what year you're looking at, at the end of the day. So that's really what it comes down to for the product lineup. We have all sorts of different years that you want to choose from. There's a lot of advisors don't like long surrender charges, so we've got some that are shorter, so they're able to choose from that and be able to
Are
utilize,
you
or
guys
you can
are you
split
guys
it up
seeing
too.
much play on the market 5? I know it's a 5-year indexed annuity. Rates are slightly lower than the 7. Are you guys seeing some play on that contract?
Yeah, I would say we definitely see them play.
Okay.
Because like I said, there's guys out there that definitely want their clients just to have a 5-year, because they don't want to lock them up too long. it's
And that
just like,
goes to age 90. It's the only plan you have, in the index
yep,
side that goes to age 90.
yep. And
Your market
that's
certainly
the other
selected.
thing
Yeah,
too. That's where you're probably seeing a lot more money coming in is because of that, is
right.
0 to 90. That simple fact. On the Market 5, we just had the rate buy-up accounts added. That's all we did here. Is still flexible premium. But yeah, 0 to 90 is the key there, I would think, for sure. So
Are you
yeah,
guys paying the additional compensation here in March on that Market 5?
yep, sure. Yep, and I'll
Okay.
show that here in a moment. Here's the rates once again. So very competitive once again. They're not much lower than the Market 7, 0.5% lower on the buy-up and the cap. Same with the intradays, 0.5%. So, hard to beat a 5-year with those type of rates either. So, yeah.
Good.
And then we retired the Market Force and Market Max. Those are the two that we sunsetted. So those are gone now.
Mm-hmm.
Just weren't selling. And now just want to talk a little bit about the partial tax conversion. I know Matt had mentioned that in his invitation, and this is something that has been a very great strategy for us because there's a lot of competitors out there that don't do this. What they can do is just take 10% penalty free out of one contract to put into a new contract, and that kind of defeats the purpose at the end of the day. So this is a great strategy to be able to use the bonus product to be able to strategize and do a conversion into a Roth from an IRA, obviously, or from an inherited IRA, transferring it over into a non-qualified account. So then they don't have that inherited IRA status, and they can transfer it over to a non-qualified account. And as you can see here, why would you use it? Obviously you're giving your clients control when they pay taxes, so they can transfer as, for example, if they want to put in, say, 100,000 for an IRA, and they want to transfer $10,000 per year into a Roth, they can do that. And then obviously that helps them burden their taxes over that time frame. So that's key there. Obviously, which something I didn't do this year, so I got hit hard on taxes with another company. So it's definitely nice to see that they have this, so that you're able to pay your taxes when you want to pay your taxes. Once again, flexibility with your clients, potential tax advantages, and then EquiTrust will handle the tax holding if your client wishes as well. Now, I think there's probably an argument to that it probably makes more sense to pay the taxes out of an outside account if they have money that they can pay the taxes on. Probably a better idea than dropping the premium down with us withholding the taxes, but we do have that option that they are able to do that. And here's how the PTC works, whether it's a Roth or a non-qualified. As you can see here, the contract mirrors the original contract with the same everything: effective date, client's roles, agent, account allocations, credited dates, riders. It's everything. So all it's doing is transferring money from the IRA over to a Roth IRA, and everything mirrors in between. Everything's mirrored. So as you can see, your money moves from original contract to mirror the Roth IRA. And when the value of the original contract is depleted, the original contract would then be closed. There is a different contract number for the Roth, but that's the only difference here. Everything else is the same. So.
And will they just get one statement at the end of the year, which will have both contracts on there?
Correct. You
Okay.
got it. Yep. Exactly.
Good. You guys will also do stretch accounts, to non-spouse, where do a inherited contract, and then you'll put
That's
it
what I was
into
talking about.
a new policy. Then one thing you guys do at the end of the time period, let's just say that they didn't move all the money during that 10-year period, or at the end of the 10 years, you guys will automatically make that
Move it over.
contract a non-qualified contract
Correct.
and then just send the 1099 out.
Yes, you got it.
That really simplifies things. And you guys will actually issue the market power bonus now on that, so you get a nice big bonus up front on
It's
that
all over.
contract.
So it is on all of our products that you can do the partial tax conversion.
Right.
To do that. So that's the nice thing, is all of our products are available, except for SPIA, of course. But yeah, any of our index annuities, MIGAs, everything can do this partial tax conversion.
Yeah, and EquiTrust is maybe one or two carriers that allows you to go into a bonus annuity with those qualified, inherited dollars. So most carriers don't allow that, and they're really limited in which plans they can use, where EquiTrust is very flexible on that. So
The
huge
other thing I would
advantage to
note,
EquiTrust. Yeah.
the other thing I would note too is inherited IRAs. The inherited IRAs, you can use the income riders as well. And
Mm-hmm.
that's unheard of in the industry. When I came
Right.
over here, I thought I heard wrong, but no, you can use inherited IRAs on income riders.
Do you
But
guys see that very often? I mean, you see the income
well,
riders utilized for that purpose?
I think I see more, from the standpoint, they'll set it up as obviously inherited IRA, and it'll come into an income product, but then they'll do a partial tax conversion. So then it's moving the money over. So then it's non-qualified. So
Right.
then they don't have that inherited IRA status anymore. So it's a non-qualified, and then when they decide to turn income on, then they can turn it on, and it's non-qualified then.
Correct.
Yep.
Good.
Yeah. Here's the 1% commission special that Matt was talking about. Does go through March 31st. So that's on all of our index annuities, as you can see here. Does include our bridge product and also our Wealth Max product as well. So our bridge product, if you're not familiar with that, if you're doing any long-term care planning, there's a great opportunity in an index annuity with an LTC rider, where if they go on claim, if they fail two of their 680Ls, we will pay tax-free that money to them based upon the Pension Protection Act. So great opportunity there. And then the Wealth Max Bonus Life is a product that is designed for wealth transfers. So you have money sitting on the sidelines, and clients want to leave to their primary beneficiaries with an enhanced guaranteed death benefit at the end of the day. That's what that's designed for. But we do have other options in there that you can be able to, the owner, get at the money if they need to get at it too as well. So we've got a lot of different options in that product. So great opportunity there. So this 1% is just paid on top of whatever you're getting paid for any of these products. So it does go, and any apps received through March 31st, they have to be received by 5 p.m. Central Time on March 31st. All right, and then we have the EquiTrust Tiered Compensation Program. Tier 1 qualifies with $5 million in production, and commission on eligible premium means that to qualify, that's any of our index annuity products, our bridge product, or our Wealth Max. That does not include our MIGA products. So, and that is a retro that we will pay back. So if you did 5 million in this quarter, then we will retro back and we'll pay you in April 50,000 for the 5 million of production you did this quarter. And then if you reach 10 million, and that's a new tier that we just got, if you reach 10 million, then we're going to give you an additional 0.5% on top of the 1% we've already given you. So 1.5% total on, once again, any of the index annuities, Wealth Max, or bridge products. So that's exciting news there for sure. And so if you know of anybody that you want to bring along on this journey, I've seen some great paychecks come out of this for agents. So excellent compensation there for sure. When you've got the 1% bonus going on special right now, plus this 1%, that can be a nice little pay for all the products for sure. And then once again, the product details, if you want full product details, you can go to agents.equitrust.com. You don't actually have to have a sign in. You don't have to sign in. You can just go to this website, and there's a lot of things that you can click on that doesn't require a login. You can't run any illustrations, but there's a lot of things in here that you can go and check out products, availability, you know, a lot of material and all of that as well. So there's a lot of great things there that you can choose from. All right, well, that's it today. Is there any questions, any other questions, Matt, that anybody may have that I can go over?
Not really, but you know, being at tax time, as we mentioned, that market 10. So right now is a great opportunity. Say your client is 45 years old, they can put $7,000 into that market 10 for 2024 contributions, and then they can start up, you know, $500 a month for this year, and do that via, you know, a bank withdrawal. And that way you're doing 2025 deposits for going forward.
Yep.
Then you can leave that, you know, for the foreseeable future. And your client's going to have a really nice 8% bonus on all deposits the first 5 years. And it's a great combination right now. It's a great time of year to put the initial nut in for 2024 contribution, and then add in, you know, what you want to on a monthly basis moving forward.
Yeah, no, I agree. And obviously, as you can see, and if you look at it as if you spread it over time, it's a 40% cumulative return, obviously yielding a little bit more than that. But yeah, great opportunity there.
Yeah. And then I don't believe you guys have announced your next trip. I know you guys went to, is it Kirk and Caicos? What
Yep.
is that where you guys went this last time?
Yep. I
Yeah.
don't know, like it's going to be sometime in 2026. I don't know the time frame yet.
Okay.
But they haven't officially said anything about it yet.
All right. Well, excellent. I know last you take your top 40, or is it 60?
Top 40.
Top 40. Okay. Top 40 agents. So really nice trip. I know it's a great, they'll have a great location for you. Unfortunately, you're probably not going to be going to Iowa for the trip, so we'll have to figure out somewhere else to go. But we can, get a nice location for you. Anything you'd like to finalize with here, Andrew, on a sunny March day?
I appreciate all you coming on to here today. It's exciting times here at EquiTrust. Like I said, from the time that they used to be just a fixed index annuity carrier, we've got a lot of new things coming up here at EquiTrust, and I think there's a lot of growth potential and things like that. So definitely look forward to working with y'all.
And one thing I'd like to add in, I know that you brought up briefly the bridge annuity. I know I had an agent just buy one of these for himself, and he got issued preferred. So he's getting, 3-for-1 coverage based on his deposit. He put in 150 grand. So he starts with $450,000 of coverage, and really a nice package he's put together. Plus it automatically goes up every year. Is it by 2%? Is that right, Andrew?
Compounded, correct.
Is it for a number of years, or is it forever?
20 years.
20 years.
Yep.
So he's going to have some crazy high coverage, moving forward for any long-term care needs. So if you have clients that don't necessarily want to put their money, down the drain by buying a long-term care policy, this is the way to go. I mean, you're going to get coverage. You're going to have that death benefit to the beneficiary based on the value of the contract. It's got super high rates, and really a great combination right now in that bridge annuity. So if you need a quote, we'd be glad to get it quoted up for you. Any quotes you need, any of the other policies, we can get that done. But I do appreciate Andrew being on with us this morning. We're about an hour now, so time to get back to work. Otherwise, everyone have a great spring, enjoy the weather, and have a great second quarter to 2025. Looking forward to a great quarter. It starts in April moving forward, and we look forward to a great time of year. And one thing to keep in mind, we're probably going to start seeing rate reductions with volatility costs going up. So be on the lookout for lower rates. And now's a great time to lock in higher rates. So do keep that in mind. Anything else you want to wrap up with, Andrew?
That's all I had today.
All right. Enjoy the day,
All
sir.
right.
Everyone else enjoy the week, and we'll talk to everyone soon.
We'll
Bye
talk
now.
to you later. Bye-bye.